Here we go. Arrow coil to the rescue on that one. We got it out. I don't know where I put it, but we got it out. Here it is. So the next thing we need to do now, this is the lower control arm pivot. We need to get the sleeve off of this, which is pretty easy. And then we need to get the rubber and the inner sleeve out of here so we can push the new pieces inside. So let me find a hammer. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. I'd hammer in the evening, all over the land. The problem is it's the afternoon and I got to find a hammer. So all we need to do is yep, it's loosening up. And I just realized I don't need to take this off. I got new pins, but let's do it anyway. Just because we can. Let me get something to grab a hold. Oh, we got something right here to grab a hold. Yep, coming right out. So if you need to do that, that's how you do it. Just stretch the metal. Metalworking 101, right? We got it loose. Now we'll just take a... And there you go. And there's our inner can right there. So we're just going to take a screwdriver, get down in there, pull out our rubber. That's the part, the sleeves, the rubber spins over the sleeve, and that's why it wears out from time, from pressure, and they get oblong like that. So we'll store that over there in a strong metal container. Now the only other thing I need to do is get the can out of here. And I think the best way to do that is probably with an air chisel. Yeah, usually I cut them out. I'm glad I didn't go with the, well, I could have gone with reusing the cans and pressed into that. Let's just see something though. I could probably reuse those cans. They feel to be the same size as this. This is just a little bit tighter. All right, I better not. Dang, no, that's so tempting. I hate to cut that can out of there when that fits so well. Because all this has to do is hold the bushing, right? And then the pin slips. Let me show you. Get it out of there. I think that's the way we're going to go. The pin slips in here on the bushing. And there is no inner can on this. So this right here spins in here like this. It's greasable here. So as long as this is being held in here and not spinning, it should work. Ooh, that goes in awful easy. Oh, be so much nicer if I didn't have to repress that. But I don't think it's a good idea for that to be that loose, because then what could happen is it could start spinning out here, and I don't want that, even though this is going to be greased in here. Yeah. Boy, it would be nice if we could do that. It's just that this, of course, this isn't lubricated yet, but it's pretty tight. Let's see, get my little plastic sleeve off of there, and I'm going to do some investigating. I'll be right back. Just did some checking. I know you're supposed to use a silicone-based grease with Teflon, but this is lithium-based grease, and it is also acceptable to use on poly. It won't deteriorate, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to lube inside of here a little. And lube on here a little. Yeah, even with that lubricated, it doesn't press hard enough in my opinion. So I think I better pull the can out, put the new can in. Dang it. It would have been nice if I could have left that, but the new can is tighter on the polyurethane. Hopefully it presses all right. Guess we'll find out. Okay, I ran around inside of that with my Dremel and got it cleaned up now. So basically I used the air chisel. Well, you saw me using a hand chisel to get the top moved in away from the outer part. And then I used an air chisel to split it and then pounded it out with the air chisel. So pretty simple, straightforward, but hopefully this is going to go in all right. We'll take this over to the press and try to press it in. Looks like I need to put a little more lead in here and make this go in just a little easier. There's a lead in on this, but not much there. So. Just to check functionality, make sure that this is spinning 100%. Yep, it's walking out a little bit, so I'm gonna press it back in, but it's gonna work just fine. So yep, the way it's designed to work is working. It's spinning in the proper place. So winner, chicken dinner. A little harder to put together than I expected, but I don't have a real press, and that dake is not bolted down permanently on a stand. We're gonna move that upstairs and build a stand for it and bolt it to the floor so that we can put a 10-foot piece of pipe on it at some point. So now the next thing I want to do is I want to pull the torsion bar mount out, and then I want to get this cleaned up and get it painted. And once it's painted, we will go ahead and get it installed in the car. But I want to get this out and make sure that it's lubricated well and stuff like that. We'll just mask this off so we don't get that all, because it's pretty. But it's black, it isn't going to matter. But yeah, that was a little a little harder than I expected, but it worked out all right. So let me get some Croil on those threads to make sure everything is copacetic and not so pathetic. We'll bust that bar out of there, get it lubricated up real good, or bolt out, and then we'll get this all cleaned up. Okay, the control arm is in cleaned up and in primer. Just going to wait for that to dry so I can paint it. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. I pulled the rotor off. The spindle looks great. Looks like brand new in there. Grease actually looks good, so that's a winner chicken dinner. Can't remember if this set was sitting. I think this set was sitting outside too, so I'm going to take this shield off so we can get that cleaned up. We'll not do that today, but yeah, we're going to get this spindle cleaned up so that when we put the control arm in, we can stick the spindle in and have one side a little further along. So just a couple of 1/2-inch bolts, 3 of them. Take this shield off, and I'll be back when I've got this cleaned up further. Alrighty, it's quite a while later. I got to go get making supper, but I took a few minutes to throw things back together again. I got one fly in my ointment I'll tell you about in a minute, but let's go over and see what the car looks like now. And there we go. Now I just threw a rubber baby buggy bumper in here temporarily, so don't have a hissy fit. I know that's not right. But yeah, I think it looks good. I've got to put the strut rod in. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I don't have my boots for the tie rods here. I keep thinking I have some. I got to dig around some more. But, you know, it's on there. It's like ragu. It's in there is my point. So looking good. I'm pleased with that. So everything's coming together, and whoop whoop and all that stuff. Fly in my ointment, I forgot I need the strut rod bushings. I don't have those. I went to every auto parts in town today. It's Saturday afternoon. My main auto parts is closed. I know they could have them Monday. Nobody can get them until one of them is the 20th. The other ones are middle of next week. Yeah, I got to talk about a Tuesday coming on. Big box store auto parts. Watch for that. Anyway, so I'm on hold, but everything is looking good. I'm really thrilled with that. We get our strut rod in there. That'll take that play out of there. And of course the torsion bar holds things in as well. But this, all of this play right here is 100% because of there being no strut rod holding this in place. So winner, winner, chicken dinner. It looks great. Everything's coming together good. So we need to get those boots for this side. I haven't done anything with the other side yet. But it looks good. So I'll get the disc brake shield cleaned up at some point. But for now, I'm just going to, you know, till I get the strut rod in, I don't want to go too much further. So that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate you hanging out for the day. It's been fun. It feels really good to be getting things to this point. We got our lower polyurethane bushings in. Our upper ones are in, of course. We got our everything cleaned up here. And it's just been a really productive day. All right, that's going to do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. And don't forget, because it is important, you know.